Okay, folks, call the meeting to order and we'll pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, before we get going here, I'd like to welcome Tom to the Board of Supervisors. I won't say what I told him before the meeting. The other thing about it, Carrie, get his signature thing, and we have to have approved minutes before he can sign checks, okay?
Yep.
All right.
Out of it this month then.
Public comment. We'll start. Noisy, are you going to say anything?
Congratulations, Tom. I think it's awesome.
Yeah, I'm sure you do. Amy.
You got anything to comment? Jim?
I second. I don't have anything.
Jackie, it's to you.
Yeah, I do. I have a petition here, and it's from people that signed it. I have over 25. Now, we know already that it was illegal for them to take the money without getting bids, which I'm kind of confused on in the first place with the limestone. But we already know that. What I want to know, and what these people want to know, is there anything we can do about it?
Did you get the letter from the...
Yeah.
We got a letter from the solicitor.
What do you say?
Can I read it to the people?
Yes.
We got a letter from Mr. Bellavino regarding that, and it says, Dear Supervisors, at your request, I have reviewed the letter from Pennsylvania Department of Transportation dated April 4th, 2018, regarding the improper use of liquid fuels tax funds. I believe that the position that PennDOT has taken is legitimate, and there is no reasonable basis to contest that position. If you have any further questions or comments on this matter, please feel free to contact me.
There we go. We know it's illegal. PennDOT already told us it was illegal. We want to know, can there be anything done? Now, I'm not too smart, but every place I've been at a meeting, and I'm kind of thinking this had to be executive session or something, the bids are on the table. You look at the bids. How did they get away with not looking at bids?
Those were supposedly phone bids. You can do a phone bid under,
But she has no record of them?
I don't know.
She didn't have any
don't know.
record of them?
Now, remember one thing, Jackie.
Okay.
We looked at this thing. This thing was $4.58 over the maximum.
Right.
And the reason I didn't jump off the bridge, I made a lot of noise. The reason, and this was all in a matter of bookkeeping. Somebody got the tonnage down, and they billed them for the tonnage, and it come out over the minimum. And she didn't have enough sense to write the check for the $4 and some cents less. That's my opinion. It was $4 and what?
Well, it would have been a little bit more because that just changed in 2018. In 2016, it would have been anything over 9,500 had to have at least three phone quotes or 3 quotes.
This was 2016.
Yeah, the amount just changed as of 2018. It's now 10,900, but in 2016 it would have been 9,500.
And this wasn't her first hurrah here. She'd been here. And that's one of the first things you learn. So can you go after her bond? Can you go after anything? Have you looked into that?
I asked the solicitor, and you saw what we got.
That doesn't have anything to do with holding somebody responsible.
I asked him about that too.
Then why
And
didn't he respond?
I'll call him and ask him again to make sure that,
Yeah, because we know it's illegal. We know that PennDOT has already come up and told us that. We don't need the solicitor to verify what we already know.
yeah, but we gotta,
What we gotta find out is if we can recoup any of this money.
that's up to the solicitor to make that decision for us and tell us which way we go.
Jim, do you think, I mean, if you ask Mr. Bellavino to do a certain thing, and I know he does a good job, but Are we getting to the point if he is not listening to us that we should revisit getting another solicitor?
We'll entertain that at the end of the year.
Okay.
Let me do it. I honestly don't think there's anything we can do. I will ask him and put the thing to him. I asked him about this before, about going to the bonding company for it, and there was some other stuff I asked, but I will ask again and get an opinion on it.
One of the supervisors that left last year made the remark that he was gonna break the township before he was out of here.
I'm
Now,
well
he
aware of
made
it.
it to a couple people.
I'm well aware of it.
So, I think, well, if we just say, slap your hands for doing something wrong. We gotta do something, if we can, legally.
Well, that's what I want to ask.
Carrie, get the second-class township code. You have that with you, or?
It's in my book, I have it in my desk. The thing with the liquid fuels money is I don't think that she did it illegally. She just didn't do it by their books. They have rules to the way you spend the state money.
Yeah, but she was in that.
You know what I mean?
Before that, when they had the $90,000 Charlie owed back, because she paid herself wages out of it. So she knew.
Right.
She knows
knew.
what she can do.
She
with it.
knew, but I don't know how I want to say it.
And I'm not per se saying it was all Christie. I'm not saying that.
917.
917.
Could I have Carrie read 917 out of the?
I appreciate it.
917. Payment of account. It's not telling me what pages.
You know, we did not actually lose the money. We transferred the money from general fund to liquid fuels fund. And then we have the opportunity to spend that money again.
I know it.
Yeah, I'm just trying to explain it. We may,
appointment
the
of account.
money's been transferred and we're changing our policy a little bit on the liquid fuel stuff that we can use as much of that as possible.
But it hurts like
There's a
hell
lot
right
of
now.
sections that you want me to read at all.
Am I not right?
I didn't say you weren't.
Subheading on there?
No, there isn't. It just says 917.
Everything we do,
There's A through
Right
D.
now, it seems like everything's biting at your heels.
I mean, it's not a lot. I mean, it's
shit, the
not a lot,
goddamn
but-
mower broke down
I
yesterday.
know, poor Carrie lost a wheel. Lucky
No, it
she
ain't the
didn't.
wheel.
No, the
The hydraulic
hydraulics
pump
went out of the mower.
went out of his $1,000 to
That
get
was
a new one.
yesterday.
Oh, you gotta be kidding.
The hydraulic pump went out of
We
it.
got no choice, we gotta
Saturday
fix
I
it.
lost my wheel.
Is it time to get a new one?
We can't afford a new one.
How much it gonna cost to get it fixed?
$1,000.
$1,000
that's
compared to it's
That's
$20-some thousand
yeah,
dollars.
that's a $20,000 mower.
Mower, it's a nickel.
All right, well, we'll leave it at is.
Well, you're gonna read this, aren't you?
Right.
Yeah, this references section 917 of the second-class township code.
It's an appointment of account. So the Board of Supervisors may contract with a certified or competent public accountant or a firm of certified or competent public accountants, either of which shall be registered in the Commonwealth, to be appointed by the Court of Common Pleas at least 30 days before the close of the fiscal year to audit the accounts of the township and the township officers. If a petition has been presented to the supervisors by at least 25 taxpayers of the township asking for the appointment, the amount paid to the account or firm in any year shall not exceed the maximum allowed by law to be paid the Board of Auditors in any year unless the payment of an additional amount is approved by the court.
So what is this?
That's section A. There's B, C,
Well, section A.
B1, B2.
Section A covers this. It's a petition of 25 or more taxpayers.
Right.
Do
But I don't understand do you understand what,
To me, it's saying that we.
In other words, we can appoint an auditor,
It,
is what it's saying.
I believe it says you
To
have
me,
to
to
appoint
me,
a-
Is that-
to me, it sounds like it's saying we have to
Have
to.
appoint an auditor.
if you have a petition of 25 or more.
I don't know what Sue pays. Of course, you gotta be careful there because, the secretary's daughter works for an accounting firm in town, so you don't wanna dirty the water by that, but maybe it's time the township, and I'm an auditor, but you know, I'm not a professional. Maybe it's time we got, I said that when Leach was left, there should have been an audit done then.
Yeah, but you're looking at, the audit was already done. This was in 2016.
16,
That audit's already over the road,
yeah. We just did 2007.
But you didn't know there was an issue when you did the audit.
No, we did not know.
15
That's what it
I
says.
mean, I hate to see the township spend more money than what they have to, but something has to be done. Because we don't know down the line what else disrupt has happened. or
All right, what do
will
you guys,
happen.
what do you guys wanna do?
So what you're suggesting is hiring a firm to audit the liquid
I don't
fuels,
know,
or?
is that what you think would be the right thing? I'm not that,
The only thing, that's what that Mary,
if she
Armin-
got phone bids, there should be a record of it.
well, that's the thing, she didn't, and that's why we're being
She didn't, but
penalized.
Jim said she did.
Oh,
Do you have a record of the phone bids?
no, that's why she was being penalized, because she didn't get them.
Oh, okay.
So Mary come up and audited with me for 2017, and they're pretty strict on their bidding. You have certain amounts. They're strict on what you use the money for. Like the gas for the push mower, I cannot take that out of the state account because it's just for a push mower. It's not for road maintenance or equipment maintenance, or that is the only things that can come out of a state account are certain things.
Which
Stone,
she should know.
right. She
She
should
should've
have known, and it might have been done.
Well, the material she bought was permitted under state account. She just
Didn't get
overspent the minimum.
Can we call, till the next meeting, could we have Carrie call Pizzat's lawyer? Because we can do that. That way we're getting an unbiased opinion,
That'd be good.
not from Bellavino. We're
Yeah,
gonna get right from the horse's mouth. Why, if we could you call Pizzat's lawyer and ask them that we had this happen with our liquid fuels money from a previous,
2016.
is there any recourse? Can we go after their bonding?
and
Is
the
there any
other
way
thing,
we can regroup our money back? And what other legal recourses should we take or should we do?
Carrie, you might wanna fax all that stuff to him too.
Okay.
And
I don't know what his, I can't remember his name.
It's in the book, man. I should
I can't
remember.
remember.
I mean, that way we're not spending any money, and I think that's.
I agree that-
I think that's. It's somebody that's unbiased. They actually
Right.
work for the state of Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
Okay, you satisfied with that?
Yes, I am, sir.
Okay, we'll take that route then.
you mentioned that. Mention that.
Okay,
Mentioned somebody gave us.
comment?
Kind of asking to steer us which way to go.
Ryan?
I have somebody looking to work on this manhole up here that we have a problem with. And I talked to him today, and he wants to put up lighted signs to single lane it because it's so close to the road. And he was worried it was a state road and he had to get a permit. He doesn't have to get a permit or anything, does he?
You can put single lane sign up.
It's Cummins from Bradford, and
How long is he gonna be there?
2 days.
He's be there 2 days?
He
Then-
hopes 2 days.
Then he better put up lane restrictions and blinking lights in it at night.
I don't know what they plan on doing.
Yeah, but I mean, somebody come through there at night, if there's not a blinking light or something there,
Yeah, well, he was just worried about the permit for the,
Well, he's just giving you a price right now, isn't he? Or is he? He's just he's figuring out a price.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Why don't you figure that makes sense? You know, just like the regular blinking lights, we'll get some kind of sign up there. You know what I mean? And another way to quarantine it. That's the only thing reasonably that you can do.
yeah.
Does he have the equipment? Does he have the signs and everything?
Yeah, he's a pretty big outfit.
Yeah, they have everything. I'm sure they have everything to block it off at night too.
Yeah, we don't require a crash truck and everything else to be there. It might be to his advantage to park a truck there, one way or the other on a manhole, on a closed lane while he's down in there.
Okay, we'll see where it goes as we get closer to it. What's that?
The milling, you said the milling?
Oh, are you guys getting any milling?
We're discussing that with them guys yet. We're
I
trying
thought
to.
that's why you put a trailer back here.
Gotta put a trailer there so we get paid. They're paying us.
They're paying you.
Yeah, they're paying.
They're
rent.
paying us. They've been paying us. That's why we got the trailer.
And the
They-
electric bill.
They didn't work out anything for millings.
No, not yet.
Yeah, I know, but they quit at Chapman's and I thought maybe tomorrow we'd bring some out here.
I'm gonna give him a ring tomorrow and see what else we can try and do.
He'd like some down on the.
I know he does. But I also told him if we got him, the best thing we can do, we want him to come up here, because then we can load it in the truck if we do get him. That way Tommy can use the spreader and put them out. It's gonna be way easier. Just bear with me, I'm gonna try and call him tomorrow.
John?
What can we do with the dilapidated buildings that's in our township? You guys already have a precedent set up from back when his father was still his man. And they took a building out on 66. We've got at least 20 buildings that are dilapidated.
At
They
least
need to be
20.
removed. I'm telling you, it's hurting your property values bad. Mine, I don't like. I don't like mine
The,
to hurt any worse. We're gonna get another nice raise for the Kane School District. If we had these buildings out here, maybe, they could do something. You don't follow what I'm saying.
My question is, are the people still paying taxes on them?
I don't know if they're paying.
I don't know,
taxes.
because I'd have to ask the tax
If
collector.
they weren't being paid for.
They'd be up for sheriff's
then
sale.
They would have been put up for judicial sale.
That's right, you're right.
What I'm saying is, they're sitting there, whether they're being paid for or not, they are a hazard to the people surrounding them.
I don't disagree with you.
And it's a shame that we can't, it doesn't cost you anything to do it. All you have to do is write a letter saying, you must do something with your dilapidated building. Or we will do it, and then we will take your property.
Yeah, but then that's the thing, we still gotta foot it till we can sell it.
What do you mean, put it so you can sell it?
We still, to get our money back. If we take the money, or whether we're putting a lien against their property or whatnot or so forth, or putting a lien against their other properties, but brass tacks is, if we send them the letter, they refuse to do it, we still gotta foot the bill to rip it down. If that's what we decide, if it's condemned, right, John? So we're still on the bag till we sell the property. I imagine the property would then become Highland Township's, right?
95% of your people that own these buildings, with the exception of 3 or 4, are out of Ohio or elsewhere. And I don't know what you're gonna do, but I'll tell you this, and you think your insurance is high now.
Well,
If one of these kids get in there and get hurt, you have no idea about that, because it's necessary to have a dilapidated building removed when it's deemed dilapidated. And you go out and there's no windows in the building and the roof's caved in, it's bad.
Do-
It's bad and it's dangerous.
Do we have an ordinance about
That's what I was
that?
just gonna ask.
We do not have an ordinance against it.
We don't.
Don Payne cares a lot down. Does he get grant money for these?
Who?
Don Payne in town.
They're
Yeah.
getting grant money, and then they gotta sell it. I mean, they're getting X amount of grant money, but you're not gonna get enough grant money to cover the whole
No,
downsides of it. I mean, it's,
Here's the bad part about it. It's all the goddarn, contaminants are in there.
Yeah.
You might have lead paint, you might have goddarn, whole bunch of contaminant. The buildings are old enough that you could have that. Am I right, John?
siding.
I fight you.
Okay, we'll take that under advisement. I'll talk to Russ Braun and see if there's something we can do at that end of it also.
You've told me that before, Mr. Wolf.
Yes, John.
Anything hasn't happened, but we're paying enough money in this township now that if somebody gets hurt, we're really gonna be paying.
Township doesn't get anything much from the citizens.
Well, they get some,
Not very little, very, very little.
well, I'm sorry, but that's the way it is. That's not my problem. My problem is you could get sued for not hundreds, millions. If a kid gets hurt, you already know.
That falls
the
back on the
building's
property owner.
We would have to put an ordinance in, that's the only way that
It's the
you would
only
be able
way
to do
legally that we
anything about it.
can to do that, right?
Yes, is
Then
we would have to,
cover existing properties.
Yes.
well, we would have to, yeah.
I understand what you're saying, we got a couple in town here, the foundation's right in, kid could get in.
That one next door to the fire department is disgusting, all that water that sits there, the bugs are awful.
I got one next door to me.
Yeah,
Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
He finally cut the grass.
Yes, I see that. Anyway, I got another thing here I'd like to bring up, and I don't want you to start screaming or hunger or anything else, just food for thought. Highland Township is surrounded by many different things, mostly the forestry, and we got the snowmobile trail and the four-wheeler trail. Why can't the township put a stipend on the use of these trails and our roads so that we can get compensated for it, as the forestry does? You think about it a little bit, you get some money to fix the potholes.
Well, you're talking about like the ATVs, like they do the ride trails. Again, you
Yeah.
open it up to it. And I thought the biggest thing, and I haven't researched that, but when Grandpa was up here, Grandpa and Dad, I remember we were talking about it. The insurance was a nightmare to fund it. I think that's because we would still have to undersign that, and that was the biggest hiccup. I don't know for sure if that's the truth or not, John, but I always remember because we were talking about doing it. That's when the big push was going on to tie these trails in, and we just couldn't afford it. What we'd have to carry an insurance on it for, to protect our roads, to have.
to carry insurance on a permit to ride a four-wheeler.
because they got-
Well, what it is, John, if you charge a fee to use your entity, be your property, your road, or what, then you're liable and you've got to have insurance on it.
We don't have insurance on our
Wait,
road streets now?
Not that kind of insurance.
Can we check with
That's-
somebody?
I'm just trying to figure out a way that we can get our potholes.
Oh, you're.
Oh, yes, I know.
Because it went into being an unlicensed vehicle and all that stuff. Then it was a
They're
talk.
all licensed and they have to have insurance on them.
Well, I know
Yeah,
they
but
do, but
here-
it's
here-
because
here's
they weren't roadworthy. I don't know what word I'm looking for, like turn signals, yada yada yada. You know, remember they had to have a windshield. You know, it met that criteria of a motor vehicle. You know what I mean? And that was, if I remember right, that was the big hiccup on it.
Here, the other thing about it, John, and this is, DCNR done this, that is not a license. That is a permit.
That's right.
Totally different. I got into this one time before with a Forest Service over that. We were trying, they said that that is not a licensed vehicle and you cannot take it on the road. It's got to be a permit unless you have a joint use road. Is the only way you can do that. And I went down.
Use road,
Yeah, you can do that on a joint use road.
you're running one right now with a snowmobile.
Yeah, correct.
And then they're running across, the dirt roads down there now and cutting a ditch through on them, on our roads.
That's
Just
the,
food for thought, I don't.
Yeah, I know,
I'm not trying to argue or anything,
No.
I'm trying to
I
find
think
some money.
that's nice, that's nice you investigated that.
Can we check with somebody on the laws of that?
I got, over the holiday there, we had at least 120 trailers parked up around me. Big trailers. They come over our asphalt road and they went over your dirt road. And they, as far as I could see, didn't cause any problems to either one of the roads, except they knocked all the stop signs down and everything purposely.
what they doing running back to the trail? running past your house back to the
Why
trail.
don't we just
Yeah,
have Carrie,
yeah,
she's calling
yeah, they
pizzazz.
park up at
Why don't we
the
have her
tower
ask
and then they
pizzazz? Why don't
park
we
down
use it
in
for
the
what
woods.
it's meant to be used
And the
for?
forestry
Yeah.
Ask them
doesn't
if we
stop
can collect our
ask them.
stipend.
Ask them what
They
it
said
would
they can
take
park anywhere in the
for it to
forest,
be legal
which they do.
for us
And there are
to have
areas where
a
they park.
dual,
But
what
what
am
I'm
I
saying
trying to
is we're
say?
getting a heavy
To be able to,
influx.
what would it take for us to be able to
People
put
coming in and
four-wheelers,
utilizing the area.
ATVs on our municipal roads?
And can we get
We get nothing
compensated
from
for
it.
Can we get
That's right, and
compensated
it's-
for it?
It's a shame that we can't come up with some way to make them pay a stipend.
Right now, we're just talking, she's calling Pizzazz anyways. We're gonna have mass, we're just trying to word it. We're gonna have her ask Pizzazz, and then we can, hopefully we'll have an answer for you. What it would take to be able to let ATVs, to, if we can sell them a permit, what regulations there are from the state of Pennsylvania for us to make it a dual use road or whatever for an ATV.
Well, you have to pass
Well,
an ordinance.
ATVs,
Why-
snowmobiles.
You have to have
and,
an ordinance has to be passed.
Well, I'm more looking at the responsibility that can happen to us. That's why before we pass an ordinance.
I'm just brought that
Oh, I-
up, food for thought. I don't-
I think Highland Township got more miles of trails in it than any other township in the forest.
No question, except for the new one they're gonna build, which is going to come from down by Abraxas all the way up through to the second trailhead from us. The main trailhead, you know, ours is a small one, but the main trailhead, they're gonna come up to there in Forest.
That's only a couple miles, I thought.
Oh my God,
So who actually owns
you're
the
looking at a
trails?
few $1 million.
Forest
The
Service.
forestry?
Service, yeah.
They own 99% of them.
And it's in the township, so you would really have to go, even if it is legal, you would have to go through the forestry, wouldn't you, to
Well, I think, John, what we're talking more is letting them use our roads.
our roads?
Our roads. As the interconnection. You're talking about the interconnections, John. Used our roads to interconnect it like they've always talked about. Be able to go down to,
Well, that would have to be, I just brought this up for food for thought because I thought maybe you guys could maybe come up with some better answer than what I have because you're you and I'm me. I'm pointing this out because there could be a chance to make a few $1,000s here. And it would be coming from, so to speak, out of state, out of Pittsburgh, out of Cleveland, out of Erie, Corey, wherever these people are from. And it's everyone I've talked to that have camps around me were willing to pay $10 extra just to ride. You know what I mean? I mean, because, you know, it's actually their roads, it's in front of their houses. Four Corners has a little bit of asphalt left. And even down your way, I know that that's a forestry road and it's gone to the devil, but Russell City has a road that used to have paved on it. Your dad paved that. And
Yeah, but
now
that
it's nothing
road-
but one big rut.
That road don't belong to
I
us.
know that,
Yeah,
but
that's-
it's still paved.
It shouldn't have been paved.
Well, there's a lot of things that shouldn't have been done in this world, but
Yeah.
that's one of them that probably was nice to the people who were paying.
That was great for the people living there.
Yes, yes, very much so. But I'm just pointing this out. You got, you know, it's all.
well, I agree with you. The easier ways we can make a little bit more revenue, it's gonna really help us, you know what I mean?
Well, maybe Mr. Theory be able to do something rather than go out and throw stones in an asphalt road and it's not working and you can go out and look at it, it's damn near gone. And when we lose the asphalt road, you're really talking a lot of money to replace it, really talking a lot of money. All it needs is tar chip, or if not, it's been 2 generations of you people sitting up there that haven't done a damn thing out there, including Tom Theory, and right prior to him, whoever the heck was working before, oh, this guy over here. But anyway, I'm not downing that they don't have the equipment to, or the money to buy the asphalt to fill the holes. So the next best thing is throw stones in, except that the hole keeps going like this after that, because the stones just cut them out. I don't have to tell you people this, you know that. We need a little work done out there. Now, third thing, Mr. Wolf. Gentlemen,
It is.
they're not flagging. They're out there, they were that far away from a 4-inch line down there the other day, digging. No flags, no nothing. And right on the other side of that is that damn electric line. And the ARG's got, you know, every once in a while they put a pipe up showing you where this stuff is sitting, you know that. Is there no reason why they can't get somebody to go out there and flag? I mean, if Terry would call Joe Blow over here at ARG and say, I'm gonna go down there and dig, we need to find out where your pipelines are before we dig. That's damn near law, and they're not doing it.
They're not, where are they digging at the,
They're digging the ditches along the road,
where at?
Sackett Road.
I didn't know they were, I thought they were over on Four Corners.
Well, they're Sackett Road now. I mean, I walked up through there yesterday and they had 2 ditches open and there's pipeline there. It's closed. I mean, this,
I don't,
somebody's gonna have to do something.
I don't think you have to make a PA1 call for cleaning ditches.
No, but the pipes are there. I mean, you got a flag where the
Well,
underground, I mean,
If he
the
knew-
road is expanded from when they was originally put in there. You know
If
that.
he knew he was gonna be digging around lines, I could call and ask him, but the state, I don't think they have to make a one call when you're cleaning ditches. When they do tail ditches,
Well, they're not cleaning ditches. The ditches are now this deep.
what do they do? Just play it?
Well, they're trying to hurt somebody, that's what the hell they're trying to do, go out and look, go look. You guys stand here, you don't look. Tom went out and looked, and he knows what I'm talking about.
I gotta,
You go out and look in my yard, I got maybe $10,000 worth of damage out there. I could come in here and really raise the roof. I'm not looking for it to do it, I'm just saying, there's nobody telling anybody what the hell to do out there. You need a roadmaster that's working on the damn road.
John Oakville, we have the same thing here, the shoulders are all cut down. Now the water's running in everybody's yard off of the road. So we have the same thing here. I don't know who told me to do that, but it
The last
was wrong.
supervisors.
Huh?
The last supervisor did,
Yeah.
is I tried to get them not to do my driveway and, nope, orders of the
Just run right
supervisor
down
have to
there.
do it.
I can't even cut the grass on the very slope now because Charlie said at least to hold back some of the water.
Well, I'm not trying to go back to the last supervisor or anything, you're misunderstanding.
No, no,
What
I-
I'm
John
trying to
wants
do
something
is
done
I'm trying
now.
to save somebody from getting
Getting
hurt.
hurt.
All
John
it takes is for him to call ARG and they have a person that can come out there and show you where the lines are so that when you're digging, you're not digging, because originally when a lot of this stuff was put in the 1880s to 1930. and
ARG probably don't even-
Now it's this way.
Probably don't even know where it's at, half of it, I think.
Well, they do, but, you know, nobody else does.
Okay, let's move on. We'll take that all under advisement, John.
Yeah, okay.
I just got one quick question about an ordinance. Can you guys implement or pass an ordinance with the home rule charter?
Yes,
Okay.
we can't change the charter with an ordinance, but we can implement an ordinance.
Judy, you got anything?
Yes. That sounds good. The solicitor, instead of waiting until the end of the year, could we start looking into a solicitor now?
We should have one from Elk County.
Yeah.
We'll look into it.
All the lawsuits are closed, right?
All the lawsuits are closed, yes.
Yes, there's no reason why we can't look into it. We do some interviewing, asking.
Basically, when we decide to do it, we're just gonna send out a letter for a retainer for people from Elk County. That's what it is. You get a chance, Gary, look up who gave us that from them.
No, it's all right. Does anybody have any suggestions for solicitors in Elk County?
Why not Wagner, the guy that the county uses?
Wagner? Do you know first name by chance?
Thomas
Tom
Wagner.
Wagner.
Okay, I'll do it now.
Just give him a call. That way we can
Isn't
see
he
what the.
Myers, Wagner, and Kraus?
I don't-
What's that?
The lawyers, Myers, Wagner, and
Now,
Kraus.
there's 15 down there, all the Rain Bridge.
Does Bradley handle municipal law? We'll talk about
Got a
that.
good man down in Doring. too.
Wagner does.
Luke, he's in town.
He's part, he's county guy. This town.
He's the county guy.
Yeah. Big word that I know about.
Okay, we all done now? I need a motion to approve the May minutes and accept the May treasurer's report.
I second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, go to correspondence. You got a notice from Pennsylvania Department of Transportation. Oh, they're paying the state police fines and penalties. $899.47. Money well taken care of. Notice a letter from the solicitor, which Matt has already read. Insurance proposal for Matson Insurance, that's a renewal for insurance purposes. Did that raise any or is it stay?
No, she said it's pretty much the same as
Okay.
last year.
All right.
They tried to keep it. You have to go. She said we have to go like 4 to 5 years with no lost runs, and it was like 2015 was the last one.
Okay, while we were on
So,
that,
we're still pretty high.
while we were on that with the insurance, Tommy made the inspection of the playground and the play equipment, and he wrote up the fact that we need to change the chains on the swings. I personally went and looked at them yesterday myself. The little swings are okay. The big swings need to change, replaced, because at the bottom they're starting to wear. The links are starting to wear. So I told Kerry to get us some chains and we'll change those. That's part of that's part of that deal.
As long as you're on the insurance, did anybody contact them about our driving around, check the roads every day?
No, but I can. She didn't say anything about that. But I
Like
can
to see that we
contact
can
them
break
about it.
on it because
Yeah, I mean, that's a lot of time.
What's that?
doing a road check.
Doing a road check every day, every morning.
Well, the biggest reason I'm for that is because the goddamn forest is dying and the trees are down. They spent 2.5 hours this morning cutting the darn tree out. Oh, that's our biggest problem with it.
What
Do you
time
think
did
it
they
has
cut
to be
that
done?
tree? What time did they cut that tree?
About 9 o'clock. They got back here about 9 when I saw them.
That's right, they were coming in for the break.
Well, they cut the tree. I know where the tree was because
So do I.
Which one are you talking about?
I know which one.
So probably
Okay, we got a letter
insurance
from the
company
Kane
if
Knox
that's
Rail to Trail
Mandatory.
and they got a trail forum to be held June 15th in Marionville. Okay. Notice from Stan Tech Consulting Services.
That's the water stuff you guys were talking about, Jen. The
Okay.
lines they're putting in for the.
They're putting in for the permits. Okay. You have it. Is that what you looked at on that?
I'm sorry, I was talking to Tom.
Yeah, that part, was that the paper you had that
Sand
was looking at?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
it, yep.
All right,
And we're not gonna make no action with that.
No,
No,
no, ma'am.
no. We don't have any ordinance or anything on it. Permit application from Seneca Resources, Joan Township, Blackhawk Energy, Wetmore Township, and Wilmoth Interest, Sheffield Township. That's the adjacent townships, but they gotta notify us on the, minutes from Elk County Commissioners.
They're up here.
It's their report. Okay. One other thing I see, we have some applications I have one here. We have some applications for employment to replace Jeremy. I see one John Robinson.
Oh, that's your old one. You don't have any of them. Do you want them?
No, I wonder how this thing crapped in there. What we'll do is we'll get together and have an executive session and interview the,
There's 4 applicants
okay.
that applied. And
All right.
there was a fella from Johnsonburg who came in and got an application yesterday, but he hasn't returned it yet.
Okay, what we'll do is after the meeting, we'll sit together and see when we can get it and interview them, how to notify them and give them each a half hour and do it, okay? Committee reports, okay, Marcia?
Working on the car show, and I had to take the pie contest, the watermelon relay, dunk tank, and from 6 to 9 we're trying something different that kids and their family members are supposed to make a car out of cardboard or whatever and bring it up, and they should be able to set it, and we're going to have a car show for little kids and have prizes for that, and then the DJ is gonna have like a little drive-in theater and we'll have hot dogs and popcorn for the kids and a little drive-in movie. I'm selling raffle tickets, and they're each $5. There's 2 different ones, and I'll be around. I just been busy. My friend's dying of cancer. That's why I was late. I stayed up all night right now. I'm just kind of, but so. If anybody's interested and I don't get to the house, we'll be selling them during the car show too, the raffle tickets. It's June 30th, registration's 9 to 12, and the show's 12 to 3, and there'll be trophies and prizes. That's about it for right now.
In other words, you've got it pretty well under control by now, huh?
Pretty much so.
You have an ice cream vendor there this year?
He was supposed to, he hasn't sent in his form, but he had told me he was gonna. They moved the shop, but he said, so I gotta look him up yet too and make verify, but he's supposed to be there.
You got anything, Billy?
The only thing I got is we had 3 calls last month. We had mutual aid to Ridgeway for a brush fire, and we had 2 accidents. One in Russell City and one on 948 towards Sheffield.
I didn't see your financial report. Did you hand it in?
No, it's down the fire. I'll bring it up tomorrow or the next day.
We did get our donation letters all out.
I saw the one sitting in my house, so I figured.
Yeah, we got them back, and we got another big fundraiser coming up. Like I said at the last meeting, on July 14th over at Gunsmoke Road for the Eagle Riders for Kane. It's all the proceeds go to the Wounded Warriors and stuff. We'll be out there selling beer and stuff out there. It was a big fundraiser for the fire department.
Okay, good.
Also, I'd like to thank Tom Ferry because I talked to him about filling in the fire hall down there a little bit more because that's getting a little worse down there. Tom came down the other day and put more stuff in it. It's starting. You can ask Gary. It's starting to become a swamp. When you pull them trucks out, you're going to get soaked getting in the trucks. It's pouring down rain. It's like 4 or 5 inches of water just sits right there.
Right in that hole yet.
It's right in that hole and off of the hole a little bit.
You think it's settling more?
It was settled.
Okay.
That's all I got.
Your cracks in the floor are okay for a while, huh?
Yeah.
All right. We don't have a road department.
Yeah, it's right there in front of you.
Okay. Here's Tom's road, what he's accomplished, what he's been doing. And then it says here, discuss change on the swings in the playground, which I've already mentioned that. We'll replace those 2 swings. And I did, Marcia, I went and looked at them, they are.
Yeah, I mean, I looked at them, I just didn't know
That-
how to judge.
The links, and where the links are starting to wear pretty good, and that's the part that'll
They're
go.
old, I don't even know how old.
Yeah,
Oh, they're at least 12 years old.
yeah, that's not a bad job. I think for $60 or $70 we can get the
Well,
new chains and
Yeah,
put
I
up.
found some there at $32 each.
Yeah,
They
And
got the
they're
plastic.
coated 4 foot up,
yeah.
That's the way they are now.
so.
Carrie and I looked that over this. I went over and looked at it this morning just to cut
Thank
down
you.
on it. And they really do need it.
Yeah.
It's not the rust that's created, it's the wear. Under old business, it says revisit municipal adoption resolution for Elk County 2017 hazardous mitigation plan update. I'm not aware of anything on that. Did you have that, Matt? Is that what you were looking for?
Yeah, that thing, yeah, that's weird reading.
Well, this is different. This is one we had it was in last month,
mitigation.
and it was, you guys asked if we could table it till this month. It's just through Elk County, they just updated their plan, and they want the municipalities and townships to adopt the plan. So, you'd have to go over it and see I don't know when the plan first come out, so I just, received this, and it says update, so I'm not really sure.
That's something we have to do.
Well, I imagine you either choose to or not to, if you don't agree with it. But yeah, this came right from the county, so.
Okay.
Should we make a motion? Should we accept that, get it done?
I don't know, does it have to be accepted? If we don't accept it, what happens?
That's a county, I don't have a copy of that somehow.
Should, here,
Should be in
we
there.
should, yeah, here, give me the mine.
I don't think if we don't accept it and something did happen, we probably wouldn't get the funds.
Right,
I think that's how they lock us out, Tom.
yeah,
So we're kinda henpecked, we gotta accept it.
yes, I think. Oh, it's already been adopted. They're looking at
They just
2000.
updated it, they
We
must
just
have made
updated it.
changes to
Right,
it.
right, now I understand.
Okay,
I make a motion that would it be approve or we accept Elk County's 2017 hazardous mitigation update plan.
I'll second it.
You want it, we're good to use, I'll use my copy,
Yeah,
I'll circulate
yeah.
one. Yeah, I don't think we'd get something ironic did happen. I don't think we'd get the funding.
Okay, so be it. We approved that. Under new business, the application for county aid for liquid fuels project, we signed that here tonight. That's an $8,000 grant, and we're gonna buy DSA with that. We're getting low on DSA. And we've already got the bids and so forth for that to get it. All we have to do is turn it in. Okay, while we're on that, are you gonna advertise for bids for the stone that we talked
Yes, I
about?
wrote that down, yep.
Okay,
1,000 ton more or less of 2B sandstone delivered by September 30th.
Correct. Okay. And I think we have enough DSA to do it. And that'll fill us up pretty good. We do that, and we get that 200 or 300 ton of DSA, we'll be all right. We'll be good for that. And hopefully we'll get a couple loads of
Run the trailer too.
tailings.
I'm gonna give him a call tomorrow.
Hmm?
I'll give him a call tomorrow.
Okay.
Try.
All right, that's good.
She's taking these off too, Jeremy. Those three.
Well, like this, we don't even, the trailer's immobile.
Right. Do you want that taken off?
We gotta talk about it. I mean, there's certain things.
Do you have anything you want to bring up, Thomas?
Not today.
Okay, good. The question, one thing, well, we'll discuss this after the meeting, okay? I need a motion to review the bills.
I second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
After we pay the bills, I make a motion, we adjourn.
I'll second that.
Okay, meeting adjourned, folks. Thanks for your attendance.
Jim,